everyone could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I would like to invite high school music teacher Dan Gilbert and the Maranacook Community High School Chamber Singers to come forward to sing the national anthem, please.
Hey, you're right here.
Thank you guys so much. Great job. Good evening, everybody. My name's Sean Roderick. I'm the chair of the RSU. It's my true honor to be the chair of the RSU 38 School Board. On behalf of the board, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's meeting. We would like to take a few minutes to recognize several students whose hard work, determination, and commitment to learning have distinguished them among their peers. These achievements are measured not only by grades, but also by perseverance, curiosity, leadership, and willingness to strive for excellence even when challenges arise. We would also like to acknowledge the support of families, teachers, mentors, and staff who have encouraged and guided these students throughout their journey. I will have Vice Chair Leslie Marco help me hand out the certificates. Students, when I read your name, please come up and accept your certificate. And I just want to say this is one of my favorite nights because it reminds us of all of why we're here and what we do. So thank you. So first up, we would like to recognize students who have attained the Maine Seal of Biliteracy, demonstrating high proficiency in speaking, reading, and listening, writing in both English and at least one additional word language. And first up is Spanish. And we're going to have Phoebe Bell. I don't know if you're here. Come on up. Next up, is Gracie Farrell? Farrell, sorry, Farrell. Okay. Next up is Maya Holt. Okay. Grace Tweedy. Tell me I can't move, which is very hard for me, so I'm really sorry. Next up is German, William Connors. Arlie Esterberry. Hadley Farwell. Okay, next up is French. Jeffrey Lemieux. Sawyer Rooney. Then we also have 4 students who have attained the Global Seal of Biliteracy. And first up in Spanish, we have Grace Tweedy. And then in German, we have Carter Bennett. And then Arlie Esther. And then Milo Winter. The next up, we have the top 10 scholars of the graduating class of 2026. And first up, we have Phoebe Bell. Next up, we have Gracie Farrell. Alice Farron. Kate Parker. Quentin Phoenix. Hannah Sniffen. Jack Fowler. Whoops, sorry. And then we have Grace Tweedy. And then next one. The next of our top 10 scholars are also co-valedictorians of the class of 2026. So at the same time, I'm going to have Jeffrey Lemieux and Sawyer Rooney. Okay, then next up, we'd like to recognize our new inductees into the National Honor Society. Ready, Leslie? Lucy Coriel. Ayla Cody. Josephine Flannery. Lydia Garofalo. Oh yeah, Caroline Harper. Nea Jarius. Yep, Alex LaBelle. Lydia Martin. Megan Parker. Jacoby Riley. Jacob. Jonathan Ruskolp. Ramona Sealsbury. Gabriel Sniffen. Lydia Stevenson. Henry Tarbuck. Max Tomazon. Luke Burgel. Yeah, Reagan Doelli. Yep, Willow Grinnell. Abigail Hagener. And Stella Stewart. We have one student who was inducted into the National Technical Honor Society for Culinary Arts, Katie Timms. Then next, we'd like to recognize students who are selected to participate in the All-State Music Festival. Oh, it's okay. That was tricking me. Abigail Hagenars. They didn't start. Amelia McGowan. Ava Pan. Bo Whitney. Okay. Next, we'd like to recognize the middle school students who have achieved honor roll and higher honor roll status for the past 3 consecutive years for middle school honor roll. So first up, we're going to have Olivia Bailey. Okay. Brendan Benav. Grayson Bushi. Haley Barubi. Beckett Carlson. Okay, next up. Where am I here? Oops, sorry. Yeah, Aaron Christensen. Adam Churchill. Callan Cody. Jackson Cullen. Addison Gagel. Peyton Danforth. Henry Davis. Claire Dumas. Hunter Emmons. Ava Hatch. Emma Lasley. Isabel Lako. Lucia Marble. Rylan McAdam. Natalie Morse. Matthew Poulin. How do I say this one? Roderick. Austin Roderick. Brooks Smith. Malia White. Claire Whitmore. Bryce Wing. Okay, now we have, for middle school, folks who made it high honor roll for their whole time there. So first up, we have Jackson Bennett. Leslie's running away on me. I can't move, but Leslie. Liam Farron. Spencer Gallant. Thomas Gannett. Lucas Garlafalo. They told me I couldn't call you Lucas. Mason Levette. Yep. Evangeline Winter. In closing, congratulations to all of tonight's award recipients. You should be proud of all your accomplishments, and we look forward to seeing the positive impact you will continue to make in the future. I'd like to take a moment to extend our thanks to all of our student representatives who have reported at these meetings throughout the year, as well as to our two outgoing board members, Kate Parker and Luke Tinkham. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time and dedication and wish you the best of luck as you graduate this year. Thank you both. Now we're going to move on to introduction of the new students appointed to the RSU 38 school board for the 2026-27 school year. And I see Principal LaForge is already at the podium. So if you want to go ahead and introduce them, that'd be awesome.
I will. I'm going to say some words. So while I'm saying words, I'm going to ask Connor Hebert and Eva Morrill to come on up here with me. You hear okay?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, good. You know, as you know, the position of student representatives from the high school to the school board is a principal appointed position. And I take it very seriously every year. And there are other people involved, but ultimately I'm choosing. And this year I started with our National History Day contest participants. We participate every year. It's a big deal. And when you have two people, there were actually 5 people and even more, who then go on to the regional contest, who do the projects, write the papers, do the presentations, and then go on to spend their time on weekends outside of school presenting on civic issues. That is passion, and that's the kind of passion and attention to civic issues we want to see, I want to see supporting you. And then for some of them to go on to the state contest at UMaine Orono is, again, a big deal. So I wanted to mention that Connor Hebert, that you see before you, has competed with his exhibit entitled How the Use of Atomic Bombs Changed Warfare. And this project highlighted the revolutionary aspects of the use of atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the many perspectives of the victims and those involved in the use of the bombs. And then Eva Morrill, who you also see next to me, she competed with her documentary titled The Girl Who Wrote for Peace. This project is about a former Manchester Elementary and Maranacook student, Samantha Smith. This is a documentary on Samantha Smith and how she had an impact on youth empowerment and changing attitudes between the US and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Connor is a soon-to-be senior at Maranacook High School and has lived in Manchester for most of his life. He is glad to serve on the school board this upcoming year, and as he is very passionate about academics and civics. He accepted the role for being on the school board because he wants to advocate for his peers and was incredibly honored to accept this opportunity. Eva Morrill is an upcoming senior at Maranacook and has lived in Wayne her entire life. She's excited to serve on the board this upcoming year. Eva is captain on the tennis team, a student leader in Student Senate, leads the Student Wellness Committee, and is a high school helper at the community cafe. All of these experiences have allowed Eva to get involved in the school and her community. She hopes that being in the high school representative can help deepen her involvement and experience in Maranacook community. And so I introduce them to you now. That's it.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. Yes. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'll do a roll call now. I should have done this at the start, but we do have a board member online, but it was so exciting with everyone here that I wanted to get right to that. So we will do a roll call because we do have a board member online. So let's do that.
Wendy Brotherland. Here. Kristen Dubois. Here. David Gilmay.
Here.
Chip Jones.
Here.
Dan Holman.
Here.
Noah Easter. Absent. Leslie Marco. Here. Patricia Clark. Chad White.
Here.
Sean Roderick.
Here.
Brian Tarbuck.
Here.
Andrew Gorel.
Here.
David Twitchell.
Here.
Kate Parker. Here. And Luke Tinkham.
Here.
All right. So next up is, oops, lost my place. Get where are we here? Yep, okay. Next up is citizens' comments. I don't know if we have any.
Sean, I get it.
Oh, you get it? Thank you. Thank you so much. We have 3 folks tonight, and so we will ask folks to, be respectful, keep it to the 2 minutes. I think all of you have testified before, so you know what the rules are. So first up is Holly Stevenson.
Good evening, I'm Holly Stevenson from Wayne, and I understand that a letter has been sent from 2 committees in Wayne with regard to the strategic plan interviews of the consultants. And I just wanted to underscore the importance of the information that's being provided to those consultants as they look at what they're going to suggest as they apply for the job. I think you all know that the agreement that the 4 towns, we all signed to form this unit is based on equality for all the schools, including the importance of the 4 elementary schools. And I think it's just critically important that that is made clear to anyone who's going to be helping us through this strategic plan. It's part of our founding constitution, and there are other things that, the small schools have been high-performing schools. There's many other positives that I think are really important to make sure the consultants know about before they start, so that they can incorporate that into their plans for recommendations. Thanks.
Thank you. Next up, Deborah Bader? Yeah, sorry, I couldn't read the handwriting.
Good evening, I'm Deborah Bader, I'm from Mount Vernon. I just wanted to emphasize, it's kind of a question for your consideration. I know that this is not a dialogue, so it's just more of a question for your consideration, but I'm assuming that all school-related meetings, like Plan to Plan and the Strategic Planning Committee meetings when they get going, will be public meetings and posted. We have a concerned group who are very interested in the strategic planning process and the plan to plan group. I haven't seen anything posted on plan to plan. So I encourage you to think about, it's my understanding, and I could be wrong certainly, but it's my understanding that this is supposed to be public meetings and posted. So I, for one, would like to attend. And so just that's food for thought.
Thank you. Diane Chick.
Hi, Diane Chick from Mount Vernon, and I'm really new to this process, so I'm just looking for a little understanding in whether an RFU needs to be issued to potential consultants, and if that has been done yet, because I know that there's been communication with consultants. So I'm wondering about the RFP issuance, and also reiterate that I believe that the RSU 38 consolidation information should be provided to the consultants so they have that background information about the elementary schools. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I don't see anyone else. Is there anyone online who wishes to speak, Diane? Oh yeah, we don't do that anymore, sorry. Old habits die hard. We'll do that forever, I'm sure. Next is, we're gonna do, I think there's an error on the agenda, I think adjustments, additions, adjustments to the agenda by the board or superintendent.
Yeah, so I'd like to add 9E possibly for nomination of middle school teacher Joseph DuPont, which is a one-year position to fill for Anna Satterfield at the middle school.
All right, perfect. Anything else? I didn't hear from anyone, but anything else? Seeing nothing, all right. Next up, we will do presentation, review of the 2025-2026 ESEA and proposed 2026-2027 ESEA grant projects.
Hello, I'm bringing you our year-end report on Every Student Succeeds Act funding and the district goals tied to it. I'll walk us through the academic results from the spring main through year assessment, then our attendance data, a science baseline that sets up next year's goal work, our title-funded projects across the district, the preliminary federal allocations for the coming fiscal year, and finally the projects we're proposing for FY27. Two of our 3 district goals this year focused on academic achievement, math and reading, as measured by the main through year assessment in grades 3 through 8 and in grade 10. For math, the target was to raise the district average from 52% at or above state expectations to 55%, with no single grade falling below 50%. We exceeded the 55% aggregate. We came in at 58.9, but the floor was not met. Grades 6, 7, and 8 finished below 50%. For reading, the target was 68 to 75, with no grade below 60. We did not reach the 75% aggregate. We came in at 71.6, but every grade level cleared the 60% floor. So both goals were partly met, but the story in each subject is more interesting than the headline numbers, and that's what the next 2 slides will show. This chart is really 2 stories within one district. The elementary story is exceptional. Grades 3, 4, and 5 are running 16 to 19 points above the state. 80, 74, and 73% at or above state expectations. Grade 10 also outperforms the state by 14 points. These results reflect the work our elementary math teams have been doing and the recovery effort with our upper grades. The middle school story is different. Grade 6 finished at 36%, the only grade and subject combination in the entire state assessment report where RSU 38 trails the state. That's a 37-point drop from grade 5 to grade 6 within our own district. Grades 7 and 8 recovered some ground, but are still under the 50% floor we set as the goal. A few things to flag here. First, that grade 6 cohort moves to grade 7 next year, so our FY27 planning is cohort aware. We're following these students with intensified grade 7 supports. Reading is the much stronger story. We are above the state at every single grade level. The strongest results are at grades 4 and 5, where we're leading the state by 12 and 11 points, and at grade 8, where we have an 8-point advantage. The margins narrow at grades 6, 7, and 10, down to 1 to 3 points, but we don't fall behind anywhere. Even though we didn't quite hit the 75% aggregate target, the trajectory is clearly positive, and every grade cleared the 60% floor. I want to credit the continued investment in our PK5 structured literacy and grade level PLC curriculum work, Letters, Aspire, Writing Revolution training, and the Acadience Universal Screening. We expect that investment to continue paying off into next year. The main through-year assessment only covers grades 3 through 8 and grade 10. To round out the achievement picture, we administer the MAP growth assessment for math and reading at the grades the state assessment doesn't reach: kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 9. The dashed line at 50 is the national median percentile. Kindergarten math is our strongest result, median at the 71st percentile, and 35% of our K students are performing above the 80th percentile nationally. Grade 9 reading is also a clear strength at the 69th percentile, with 34% above the 80th percentile. Reading is solid across all 4 of these grades. The one area I'd flag for monitoring is math in grades 1 and 2, where we're at the 56th percentile. That's above the national median, but closer to it than the other results. Those are the students who will be taking the state assessment in grade 3 over the next couple of years, so we want to monitor their progress carefully. Science was not part of this year's goals, but I want to establish a baseline for next year's goal setting. These are spring 2025 results. The spring 2026 science results won't be available from the state until the fall. We meet or exceed the state's average scaled score at every tested grade level: grade 5 plus 2, grade 8 plus 2, and high school tied. Looking at the at or above percentages on the right side of the slide, grade 5 leads the state by 8 points, and grade 8 leads by 9. That's our strongest science performance. The high school is the concern. At or above is 32% versus the state's 36%, and almost half of our high school students are in the well below category. At the bottom of the slide, you'll see a draft goal proposal for 2026 to 27. The administrative team will refine the specific targets at our summer retreat, but this gives the board a sense of the direction we're considering. The attendance target was to raise average daily attendance from 94 to 95% and reduce chronic absenteeism from 14 to 10%. As of June 1, chronic absenteeism is at 16.8%, about 4 points in the wrong direction year over year. Final ADA figures through June 1 will come in a supplemental update, but look at the distribution carefully. There's a real story here. Our good attendance group actually grew slightly, from 51.6 to 54.6%, a 3-point gain. The at-risk group dropped meaningfully, from 35.4 to 28.6, nearly 7 points. And the severely chronic group also came down a bit, so at the edges, our interventions are working. What's driving the headline number is the middle category, chronically absent, 15 to 19%, which grew from under 10% to over 14. In effect, we moved some students into the green, and others slipped from yellow into orange. The concentration is at the high school, particularly in grade 12. That's where we'll focus next year's work, continuing to deploy BAR at the secondary level. Reducing chronic absenteeism will be a top priority in 2026 to 27. We structure our federal title dollars at RSU 38 in 3 ways. The biggest piece, by far, is support for math and literacy interventionists at our Title I schools. That's roughly 80% of all title funding. Professional development falls under Title V, which focuses on training and PLC work in academic content areas and the arts, such as math, literacy, science, and music, as well as BAR, MTSS, restorative practices, and executive functioning. A small amount is allocated to family engagement, also under Title V, and supports PK to 5 events: Back to School, Curriculum Night, Family Game Night, and the Title I annual meeting in the fall. This chart is a 10-year history of our total federal entitlement. The trend line is downward, about $37,000 lower today than at the FY19 peak. Some of that is enrollment-driven, some reflects national funding policy, and individual years move around. For FY27, the preliminary total is just under $241,000, just over $5,000 below FY26. In the bottom right, you'll see Title I alone. Title I is the largest single piece of the portfolio and funds our interventionist positions, so that number matters most for our staffing model. The good news this year, compared with last, is that we have these numbers on time. Last year, the federal allocations arrived late, making planning difficult. This year, we can plan the FY27 projects with reasonable confidence, though all of these figures are still preliminary until the state confirms. 3 buckets for FY27. First, interventionist support. Title I continues to fund our K-5 math and literacy interventionists. With Title I down only slightly, our current staffing model holds, and adjustments will run through the normal budget process. Second, family engagement, continuing PK to 12. With Title V Part B up and meaningfully next year, we'll have some additional flexibility for high-priority initiatives. Third, professional development. The same priorities as this year's, with the middle school math focus, continued district literacy and science PD, and a behavior and attendance focus. We welcome your questions and feedback on this report. Please direct your comments to the superintendent by June 10th, 2026.
Updates, there's no student reps this time. There's some awesome Bear Society meetings, subcommittee meetings, first readings of policies, and as always, when it comes to the first readings, if any, review those and give it to the superintendent or Wendy for the policy committee, so those can be looked at. Next, we have action items. Approval of minutes from the May 6, 2026 school board business meeting.
I move we approve the minutes of the May 6, 2026 school board business meeting.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we will go to a roll call vote.
Wendy?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
David G?
Yes.
Chip Jones?
Yes.
Dan Holman?
Yes.
Leslie Marco?
Yes.
Patricia Clark?
Yes.
Chad White?
Yes.
Sean Roderick?
Yes.
Brian Tarbuck?
Yes.
Andrew Gorel?
Yes.
David Twitchell?
Yes.
Kate Parker?
Yes.
Luke Tinkham?
Yes.
All right, it was unanimous. All right, approval of minutes from the May 2026 RSU 38 annual meeting.
I move we approve the minutes from May 13, 2026 RSU 38 annual meeting.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll call for a roll call vote.
Wendy Brotherland?
Yes.
Kristen Dubois?
Yes.
David G?
Yes.
Chip Jones?
Yes.
Dan Holman?
Yes.
Leslie Marco?
Yes.
Patricia Clark?
Still there, Patricia?
Sorry, yes.
Okay. Chad White?
Yes.
Sean Roderick?
Yes.
Brian Tarbuck?
Yes.
Andrew Gorel?
Yes.
David Twitchell?
Yes.
Kate Parker?
Yes.
Luke Tinkham?
Yes.
All right, unanimous. Next up, we have nomination of Assistant Superintendent Michelle Lake.
I move to accept the nominations of Assistant Superintendent Michelle Lake.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Kristen, right? Am I correct, Kristen? Yeah. Yeah, okay, thought so. Moved and seconded. You want to say a few words, Superintendent?
Okay, so we are thrilled to welcome Michelle Lake to our RSU 38 community. Michelle will join us as the Assistant Superintendent on July 1. Michelle holds a Bachelor's of Science in Health, Physical Education, and Recreation from the University of Maine, and a Master's of Education in Human Movement Education from Boston University. Currently serving as the Curriculum Coordinator for Winslow Public Schools, Michelle oversees district educational programming, manages federal grants, coordinates professional development, and supports both gifted and talented and multilingual learner services. Prior to this role, she worked as an instructional specialist for Waterville, Winslow, and Vassalboro Public Schools, mentoring teachers and leading professional development. Her classroom experience spans nearly a decade of teaching grade 8 science and health, at AOS 92 in Waterville, where she also chaired the science department. Earlier in her career, she held roles in higher education, administration at the University of New England and Wellesley College, directed recreation programs at Thomas College, and coordinated school health initiatives for Waterville Public Schools. Michelle is currently a board member of the Maine Curriculum Leaders Association and has been recognized throughout her career for her community leadership, contributions to education. She holds her Maine Assistant Superintendent certification, and we look forward to the fresh perspectives and innovative ideas Michelle will bring to our district. And Michelle is right there in the audience.
Anyone have any questions before we vote? All right, I think that was a great, welcome. So we'll go for a roll call vote to make it official.
Okay, Wendy.
Yes.
Kristen.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Chip Jones.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Leslie.
Yes.
Patricia.
yes,
Chad.
Yes.
Sean.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes.
David T.
Yes.
Kate Parker.
Yes.
Luke Tinkham.
Yes.
All right, it's unanimous. Welcome aboard. Thank you. All right, and next up, we have nomination of middle school assistant principal Greg Hughes.
I move to accept the nomination of middle school assistant principal Greg Hughes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Superintendent Smith.
Okay. So we are thrilled again to welcome Gregory Hughes to the RSU 38 community. Greg will join us at the middle school as the assistant principal and also athletic director on July 1. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology and Physical Education from the University of Maine and a Master's of Science in Education Leadership from the University of New England. Greg began his career in alternative and physical education before spending 13 years as a middle school health teacher at RSU 19, where he developed a standards-aligned 5-8 health curriculum and contributed to district-wide work on proficiency-based grading. Greg went on to serve as assistant principal and athletic director at both AOS 94 and Vassalboro Community School, where he managed teacher evaluations, student discipline, and the full scope of athletic program operations across both schools. Known for his commitment to building strong relationships with all members of the school community, Greg has been actively involved in district leadership beyond his administrative roles, serving on educator evaluators, steering committees, safety teams, and curriculum committees. He also serves as a school board member for MSAD 53 and contributed to athletics as a field hockey coach. We look forward to the fresh perspectives and innovative ideas Greg will bring to our district. And Greg is also in the audience.
Any questions before we vote? Thank you for the great overview. All right, we'll call for a roll call vote.
Wendy.
Yes.
Kristen.
Yes.
David G.
Yes.
Chip.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Leslie.
Yes.
Patricia.
yes,
Chad.
Yes.
Sean.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes.
David T.
Yes.
Kate Parker.
Yes.
And Luke Tinkham.
Yes.
All right, welcome aboard, Mr. Hughes. Thank you. All right, then we have nomination of middle school teacher Joseph Dupont. He's going to be, as we granted a one-year leave of absence to Ms. Satterfield. Again, the nomination?
I move that we nominate,
Motion, yeah.
I move that we nominate middle school teacher Joseph Dumont for a one-year filling as recommended.
Second.
Leslie, I'm going, Leslie. She was closest to me. So we have a nomination and a second. I think Mr. Dupont's been teaching here all school year, so it's good that he's staying. And he was in the dunk tank today, so anyone that'll go in the dunk tank with that cold water coming out of the lake, Kids seemed to have loved it, and he had a blast, so, with the kids, so it was great. So we'll call for a roll call vote.
Wendy?
Yes.
Kristen?
Yes.
David G?
Yes.
Chip?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Leslie?
Yes.
Patricia?
Yes.
Chad?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
David T?
Yes.
Kate Parker?
Yes.
And Luke Tinkham.
Yes.
All right, so that is it. Motion to adjourn.